So RESTful both in blocking and React, right? So those two only going to be part of our microservices concept. Yes. But before, actually, we thought to write 4 microservices, right? One is the mobile service. Yeah, we already completed, and I gave an assignment. I hope everybody should have completed. So here we did RESTful web services, Spring MVC with the data JPA, right? So and coming to the second, it's going to be country service, and here it's a Spring MVC with database. So today we are going to start one more service like mobile accessory, okay? Mobile accessory service, but it's not Spring MVC, it's a Spring Webflex, like reactive programming plus Spring Data JPA, right? Spring Data JPA, okay, but it's not the RDBMS. It's going to be MongoDB. It's going to be MongoDB. Fine. And moreover, it's not a MongoDB. We are not going to. I mean, we are not going to install on local machine. We are going to connect it to the cloud. Okay. So MongoDB is offering some cloud feature. By defaultly it is going to create a cluster with multiple nodes architecture. It's an inbuilt architecture. We are going to use that in our project. Okay, but before doing that, I would like to do couple of changes. One is creating a parent, common parent, okay, and another one is creating a common service, right? So let's name it as MSK parent, right? MSK parent, and the common is like mobile, right? Mobile common, because there are some functionality which is commonly required for all services. We will move it into common, right? And there is some common dependencies. Instead of duplicating in all the services, let's move it into parent project, right? So right now we have two services, right? Mobile service and mobile client, sorry, country service. Mobile service and country service. So mobile service client we will implement at last, right? After implementing this card service, we will jump into mobile service client. Yes. So let's go to, yeah, let's go to mobile service pom.xml file. Yeah, right. There are some common dependencies, right? So there are some common dependencies here and there, right? And which are required for accessory and client also, accessory and client also. So instead of extending from Spring Boot starter, right? So instead of extending from Spring Boot parent in every project, we will create a common parent, and going forward, all microservices of child are going to be child to our MSK parent, not direct child to Spring Boot, right? So let's quickly do that. Let's create a Maven project. Yes, let's just click next and do RG Apache dot Maven. It's fine. Just select simple project. Next, let's give the name. Okay. Yeah. So let's follow the common naming convention also, right? So let's follow the common naming convention. Com dot okay, com.string dot msk is a group ID, and artifact ID is msk hyphen. Yes. So let's give the package as form, right? Package it into form. Yeah. So let's wait for a couple of seconds. The project will be okay. Yeah. So let's delete this main Java src folder itself. We don't want any Java files. We don't want any test files. Parent is going to have only form configuration. Only form configuration, nothing else, right? So let's open the form.xml file. Okay. So remove this property section. Remove the dependencies section. Remove this build and everything. Build the report and everything. Let's delete it. Okay, so let's give some description, right? It's not a simple um, parent project for mobile micro services. Parent project for mobile microservices. Let's remove the URL. Okay. Yes. So group ID is okay. Artifact ID is okay. Version is also okay. Fine. Now let's go to mobile service and see what are all the things are common, right? So this parent is not going forward Spring Boot in the MSK services. So those stuff has to be extended from here. So let's make this child to Spring Boot parent, right? So let's make this child to parent. Yes. Let's add the common dependencies here, right? So let's add the common dependencies. So dependency section. So the modules which are common for all the projects. For example, properties Java 8 1.8, right? It's common. So let's move it into parent. Let's move it into parent because which is common. Okay, and web, okay, it's not common. Data GPA, it's not common. MySQL also, it's not common because I told, right? So accessory will not use web. Accessory will not use data GPA. Right? So let's consider those are not common. But test is common. DevTools is common. Okay, Open API is common. Um, Project Lombac is common. Right? So let's remove this and put it in the parent dependencies. Okay, so test module is common, right? Test module is common, boot is common, sorry, DevTools is common, Open API is common, Project Lambda is common, right? So let's save this because those are common. That's why we are just removing them from our service, right? Service test, and this build also common, right? So let's put it here, right? Let's put it here. Now let's make our MSK parent, right? So let's make our MSK parent as parent to service. So we created some hierarchy. Okay, so we created some kind of hierarchy now. Okay. So now the root parent is Spring Boot parent. Okay, root parent is this Spring Boot, right? Spring Boot icon parent. Yes. Now the next child is MSK parent, right? So the next version is MSK icon, right? Which child is MSK icon. So now we are going to write 4 microservices. One is mobile service, okay, and another one is country service. Next one is mobile country, mobile accessory, okay, and last but not least, it's the client, right? So client also another microservice. Okay, client also another microservice. I will tell you why we are making client as another service later. Okay, because we are going to hit client only, not all these individual services, right? We are going to hit client only. So that client will give accumulated response time. Okay. So these 4 services are child to MSK parent, right? So these both are child to MSK parent. Yes, like this, the hierarchy is going to be created, and we will create another project common. Okay, we will create another project common. We will keep all the common code here, and this common is a simple jar file. Right? It is not a Spring Boot. It's a simple jar file. It's going to be linked in every application. Right? So these are utility files. Instead of duplicating the code in all microservices, you will put it in the common. So that common is going to be used in all these microservices. Right? So this is how our architecture should look like. Okay. So now let's make our MSK parent as a parent to mobile. Yes. Now, yeah, we have added only mobile service application specific dependencies, right? Mobile service application specific dependencies we added. Just go to your Maven dependencies and you still see that all the dependencies are present because these are inherited from MSK parent, right? So these are inherited from MSK. Yeah, so these error coming just because why this error is coming. Just we need to right click Maven and just do update project, so automatically that error will be resolved. Maybe it will take some time to update the Maven project. Once the update is done, that error will be gone. Why still there is an error? Okay, so some problem with the exclusions. What is that? End to tag dependency must end with delete. What is the problem? I think there is some copy paste problem, I believe. Some extra special character would have come into it. It manually / exclusions / dependence. Okay. Project name. Okay, so now the error is gone. Let's do the same kind of operation here also. Maven update project. Yes. Okay, so it will take some time to just update the project. Then once the update has done, it will it won't show any error. Okay. What is the problem? Invalid package chart. Oh, I got it. So in the parent, we should package it as form. Okay. So make sure when you create any parent, that's supposed to be packaged as form, not a job. Okay. So once that is added, just right click and then update project. Yes. Okay, now all the errors are gone. Okay, all the errors are gone. Yeah. So now we extracted the common dependencies in a mobile service. Now let's go to country service and do the same kind of operation, right? So we need the web, we need data JDBC, SQL connector, but we don't need dev tools, we don't need project lambda, we don't need test, we don't, right? So these are things are not required because those are already there in the, so we don't need build also, okay? So properties we don't need because they already mentioned in the parent. So version is not required because that is going to be inherited from the MSK parent, right? So let's copy this group ID artifact area and version to country. It's not changed to Spring Boot parent. It's going to be changed to MSK parent, right? So it's not changed to Spring Boot parent. It's changed to MSK parent. Yes. Yes. Okay. So we are done. We are done with creating the parent project, and we made our country service and mobile service are child to parent, right? MSK parent. Yes. So any questions till now? Simply,
Fine. Yeah.
simply created a parent project and moved the dependencies, and we made the service as a parent to these two services. Okay. But now it's a small critical change I am going to do here. Now I am going to delete some code from mobile service and country service and put it in the a common place, right? We are going to put it in a common place. Okay. Yes. Now, but before doing that, okay, very important topic I'm going to discuss now. Yeah, so let's go to the country service. I'll try to explain as much as slow. Okay. Yeah, but you have to be very careful. One frame you are missing, you will lose the frame. Okay. Yes. So look at the response, right? So in our country controller, we are returning a single type response. Very good. When we go to mobile mobile service, we are also there also we are returning um, mobile service, right? Yeah. Where is the SRC main Java? Why it's not part of the class path? Let's add that SRC main Java in the class path. Source only resources is selecting. Let's select Java also. Yeah. Just change workspace JDK. Just select all. Okay. Okay. Now SRC main Java is coming. Okay. So project is org Spring Boot MSK, org Spring Boot MSK, fine. But I would like to change this to comp. Okay, let it be. So later we will change it, right? Comp Spring MSK, comp Spring Boot MSK. That is what is our intention. So let it be. It's just a simple package. But now the change I am going to do is very, very important. Okay. So when we go to controller, we are returning response as a return type. Good. Then we go to mobile service controller. There also we are returning the response. Yes, this can be separated, right? So this can be deleted. So we here in a mobile service DTO we have one response, and country service DTO we have another response, right? So that is not good thing, right? So this is common code. Let's separate. But before we are going to separate, right? Before we are going to separate, there is a small topic I would like to tell, right? In Java we have a concept called generics, right? So in Java we have a concept called generics. Okay. So before generics, the collection were like they can hold any type of data, right? So before generics, the collections can hold any type of data. Okay, so let's write some main class, right? So some learning purpose. Let's quickly write some main class. Let's go to client. Okay, what is the generics and why they are used, right? So let's go and write some separate main class and try to understand how the generics are going to be used. Okay, so before JDK 1.5. So the collections are like this, they are not generics, right? So they can hold any type of data, right? So they can hold any type of data. So when you create a collection like this, okay, yeah, there is a warning showed, yes, because we are using JDK 1.5 higher version. But before JDK 1.5, there are no warning like this, okay? So we can store any data. So this list can hold string data. Okay, this the same list can hold integer data. Okay, long data, byte data, boolean data. It can hold any. Okay, so you can store some number here. Okay, you can store some number here. You can also store some boolean here. No problem. Okay, because there are no generics before JDK 1.5. There are no generics. You can store any data, but the problem is not with storing while you are retrieving this data back, right? So while you are retrieving this data back, so the return type is object, right? So just if you're going to return type is object, right? So you look at here, the return type is object, right? So here object. So for example, if I would like to retrieve zero index element, right? So I cannot directly assign it to string because it's not a generic type, right? So it will throw an error. The return type is object, but you are trying to store that information in the string, right? So cannot convert object to string. So we used to write code like this, object, okay, object, um, zero index data equals to this. We used to check if, okay, if this is string type, right? Uh, is instance of string, and we would like to convert that into string. That is what we used to do. Okay, so str data equals to and typecast this into string, which is the type of object, right? So object to string type. So we need to write this much code. If all of a sudden, if you don't check instance of what is the risk, if it is some not string type, some integers type or some boolean type, some other type, you will get exception, right? So this typecast will not work. It will throw class cast exception. So when you will get class cast exception in Java, whenever you are trying to convert one type to another type, right? So string to boolean, boolean to integer, right? So when is the class actual runtime class is different, but we are trying to convert into a different type, then we will get this. So to solve this problem, okay, to solve this problem, Java introduced a concept called generics, right? So this diamond operator, right? So diamond arrows. So here, while defining the collections, right? So while defining the collections, you need to say what type of data you are going to store, right? You need to say what type of data you need to store. So from I mean with the JDK one version 1.5, you need to do something like this, right? So while storing the data itself, compiler will show an error if it is not a string type. So line number 13 it looks good because we are storing string type, but line number 14 and 15 we are getting error because we are not storing string type, right? We are not storing string data. So this is what is the generic. So generic is going to make sure with any collection or any entity which is going to hold a particular data, right? So generics are why we use generics. It will make sure that okay, this entity is going to hold a particular type. That particular type can be anything. It can be a string type, it can be an employee type, it can be a product type, it can be anything. But it's going to be make sure that once you create a collection of type string, so it will allow only string data. It will allow to store only string data, so you don't get any problem while retrieving. So you can happily retrieve, right? So what is the return type now? So earlier it was object, now it is string. Earlier it was object, now it is string. Just remove, yeah, just remove the generics, right? If you just remove the generics and you see automatically, right? Automatically the get method return type will be changed to object, right? Get method return type will change to object with generic. So the get method return type will be changed to string because we are specifying string type. So that is the reason why this method returns only string type, right? So this method only returns string type. So while storing the data itself, the collection will be make sure, right? So the collection is going to be make sure, which is going to be stored only string data. So if you are, so that is what is the benefit we are going to get with generics, right? So but you can ask me all of a sudden why we jump into the generics, right? It's a core Java concept. Today, first week you taught all the generic, all the core concepts, and why you went back to the first week, right? Yes. Now let's go and have a look once, like about response to Java, right? Just have a look once. So line number 13, what is the return type we are returning? Object, right? So what is the return type of the response? Object. It is really kind of blender. We not supposed to do that. Okay, our Pojo not supposed to return object. So make sure whenever you write any service, okay, make sure whenever you write any service, okay, your return type should be a particular type. Okay, so when you return response, when you go inside response, never do return object. Okay, if you would like to return mobile, just change it to mobile DPO, no problem. If you would like to return country, just change it to country. Okay, so yes, just change it to country. But what is the problem? We need a common pojo, right? So response we needed commonly. When this response in country service, this has to be country. When this response in mobile service, right? We are planning to move that code out, right? We are planning to move this response.java out. So when this is in when this is in mobile service, the return type is mobile DTO. When this is in country service, the return type is in country. So what should we do? We should change our response that Java to allow generates, right? So we need to change this code. We need to change this code to return. We need to change this code to allow a generic code. For example, okay, let's do one thing. If I wanted to move this code away, right, out from the country service, and if I want to move this code out from the mobile service, so there is only one country service. Just now we discussed, okay, keeping object return type is not a good practice, right? Just now we discussed keeping object return type is not good practice. So either we need to keep country or we need to keep mobile DTO. Either we need to keep country or we need to keep mobile DTO. Maybe tomorrow another type may come, right? One more microservice we will write. Then we need to change it to mobile access. We need to change it to mobile access, right? So we can solve this problem, right? So when you would like to store different data types, right? So you can write a generic class. Okay, you can write a generic class. How to do that? We will play with our sample example, right? So we will play with our sample example. For example, here you have a class called response. Okay, let me create quickly response, and it has a property, right? Just try to simulate the same scenario. Okay, it has a property of type object, which has a property of type object. I think the project Wombat is not added to client, so let's quickly just add setup, right? So let's quickly add setup. Yes. So this is what is our class, right? But this is a bad programming practice. Let's quickly go and see what is the problem we are going to get. Okay. So let's quickly create object to response. Um, response equals to new response. Response equals to new response. Fine. So we can set any type of data, right? Set response can be any type because it allows object. Object is a root parent. You can set anything. You can set string, you can set integer, you can set number. Yes, you can set any data, right? So you can set any data. But the problem is, while not setting the data, while getting the data, we will face some problem because the return type is object. We need to do the typecast, right? So when you consume mobile service, you need to do typecast to mobile data. When you consume country service, you need to typecast it to country data. When you call mobile accessory service, then you need to typecast it to mobile access, right? Why we should do that extra typecast? Why should we do that extra typecast? Why can't we make response.java as a generic? Whatever the Java people did with respect to JDK 1.5, why can't we do that, right? We can, no doubt in it, right? So let's go to response. Let's convert this type, right? Let's convert this response to a generic type. It's pretty easy, okay? Not that much complicated. So it is just a matter of adding this diamond arrows and change the return type object to T. Change the return type object to T and make sure you return the T and you take the T. Okay, it's not TEA, it's a T type, right? So the T can be anything. The street, the T can be anything. So if you create, right now our response becomes generic. Immediately compiler will show on a warning. Response is not a raw type. Okay, don't drink raw. Mix some water or some thumbs up, right? So yeah, let's do that, right? So let's add the generic, right? So we are going to store only string data. Okay, we are going to store only string data. So while you are retrieving back, no problem. Your response type is going to be string data, right? Your response type is going to be string data. So which doesn't mean that we are restricting only to store string data. No, you can store any data you want, right? Any data because it's generic. So you can store integer, no problem. Happy, right? You can store integer. So you cannot set string here. The setting while setting itself, it's going to be a string. So your response, right? Get response method is going to return. Your get response is going to return an integer. So today might be how we will store mobile DTO information, right? Mobile DTO information. Let's think mobile. Okay, mobile. From JDK 1.7 onwards, the right side specification is optional. Okay, this is JDK 1.7 feature. In JDK 1.5, we need to say what data we are storing at left hand side and right hand side, right? So left hand side and right hand side, but from JDK 1.7 onwards, right hand side specifying generic type is completely optional. Just open close arrow, right? Open close diamond arrow is sufficient, right? So let's use JDK 1.8, right? So let's write VS Code. Okay. So while defining at left hand side itself, we come to know what data we are storing. So here you need to store only mobile, right? So here we need to store only mobile data. So while you are retrieving the data back, we will make sure we are going to get mobile, no typecast required. Okay, so when you call mobile service, you will make sure no typecast required, you will get mobile BPO. When you call country service, you create country, right, response type country, so no typecast required, So obviously what will happen when you call country service, you will get country data. When you call mobile service, you will get mobile data. Tomorrow we will call mobile accessory, you will get mobile accessory data. Okay, I told you today it's like the most critical change we are doing, right? So somewhat you understood and somewhat it's confusion. Okay, yes. So we are going to make our response is a generic one, right? So first of all, let's do one. Let's remove this code and make it common. Let's remove this code, make it common, and then we will do the change. Okay, we will remove the code, make it common, and okay, we will remove the response from here and there, and we will make it common. Okay, we will make it common, and that common code is going to be used in the country and mobile service. Okay, later we will change this response to generic, right? Okay, any questions?
No.
So let me quickly create a common project, common module, file, new Maven project. Next, it's going to be Apache. Okay, so just select simple. Next, yeah, it's a boot MSK and make as okay, MSK as mobile icon. Okay, and package it into jar file. Let the version be 001 snapshot finish. Yeah, the common project is created. Let's delete this jar. Okay, let's delete the this and right. It's going to hold only common POJOs. That's it. Okay, only common POJOs, and there is some common functionality. So we are going to keep inside. Okay, there is some common functionality like common logging, aspect-oriented programming, and open API, right? So which is common for all the services. We will move it into this mobile common. Okay. Yes. So yeah, we created the project. Let's quickly move the common Java files. But before that, let's add a Lomback dependency, right? So let's remove this all build reporting required. We don't need to change it here. Okay, so we don't need change it here, and we don't need our target is 1.8. Okay, so let it be 1.8. Remove the URL. Okay, so change the description to common files dot services across all microservices. Fine. Now let's let it be boot MSK. Fine. Let it be there. But in dependency section, we need Lombard dependency, right? So let's add the Lombard dependency and make sure we use the latest version. So I think it's 1.19. Let me quickly go there, go to the project Lombard site and project Lombard. Okay, setup. Yeah, just click on the Maven. You get some. snippet version 1.18. Okay, so let's add. So our project is not JDK 1.7. Let's delete all these. Okay, so let it be JDK 1.8. Let's add 1.8 in the class part. So go to libraries, edit.
Lambda is in parent, right?
No, there is no relationship here. Parent child, it's a common, right? So it's an individual module. So common is not parent, right? In the last diagram, we put it common separately, right? So common parent is parent to these four services. Common is individual. So here you put it. So all
Okay, okay.
available for the, so this is an individual module. Back we added. I think I need to do manual update so that that error will be gone. Just click copy. Why it is changing to 1.5? I think we need to change Java version to 1.8. Okay, so there is one sample snippet is needs to be added. Okay, so then
In parent itself, we can add common or parent. So
that's
it will automatically.
that's what I told, right? Common, there is no relationship with parent.
Yeah, sorry. We need to send common, we can add that.
Yeah. So Maven source to 1.8. Yeah. Compiler plugin we need to add. That's fine. We will just add it. Build plugins, compiler version 1.8, 1.8 configuration. Just add this plugin. Okay, so just add this build ticket. So let's remove this extra dependency, not required. So target source is 1.8 and target is 1.8. So automatically um, the compiler version should be upgraded to 1.8. Finish. Just to each time. Compiler version 12 supposed to be 1.8. Apply and close. Okay. Let's do now an update. Yeah, it's now 1.8, right? So Java AC, good. Yes. So yeah. So now let's move the common files here, right? So let's go to country service, or else let's go to mobile service. Whatever the common files we have here, the DTO files, right? So this DTO can be moved. All these files, let's copy and move them into mobile contact. So let's create a package. So let's give the name as org. Let's follow the same naming convention. Org dot string. Else let's change it to com dot string dot dot msk dot common dot dto. It's a common. Let's put it here. Yes. Okay. So why there is an error? Yeah. So these are Java X validations, right? So let's add this. Okay. Let's add this thing. Let's add this dependency because all the DTOs will have some common dependencies, right? So we'll get the corresponding jar. Yeah, so we will get this corresponding jar, or else we will do one thing. This entire snippet is already available, right? Okay. So all these jars are already available in the parent. So let's get the parents. Go to country. If you make it parent, the problem is it becomes child to it act like a separate this one. Okay, so let's move this save mobile request back to here. Okay, let's delete it. just have the common files. So error detail is common, mobile DTO is common, response is common. Let's keep only those files. Okay. Yeah. So get all mobile request also. Okay. So these are the files which are common. So we are keeping it here. Fine. Let's go to SRC main Java. Right. So we have error detail response. Let's do it from here. Okay. Error detail and response. Those two should be taken from common. Right. So those two should be taken from common. Yes. Now let's yeah. Now let's do one thing. Let's add this common into those individual dependencies, right? Individual services. So let's go to country service, all that XML file, add the dependencies, common dependencies, right? So it's going to be dependency. Let's add dependency in the dependency section. Let's add, right? So copy this section, save the file. Let's go to mobile service also, add the same dependency here. Okay, so those files, whatever they are in the common, is they are available in the service and as well as mobile service and in common service. So in the country service. The problem I know why it's coming. It's coming just because of import. Okay, wrong import. So let's remove this. Okay, let's delete this and just do Control Shift O. Okay, so let's import it from common detail. Let's import it from common detail. Save this file. Let's go to exception, global exception. Yes. Okay, and just import them from common. Right. So let's import them from common. Where is this error detail? I think error detail should be constructed by using builder. Okay, error detail should be constructed by using builder. So let's quickly do the change. Error detail dot builder dot. Okay, error detail dot builder dot set builder dot code should be small c. Dot message should be small m. Okay, dot message dot build. Okay, so dot message dot build. Yes. Save this file. Now the error will be gone. Now let's go to mobile service. It's the same issue, import issue. Just do Control Shift O to get common DTO, right? So now the error is gone. Save the file. In service also we need that, right? So let's go and just do Control Shift O. Let's import it from common, right? So let's take these files from the common. Okay, where is it? There is the common, here is the common, right? So let's take these files from the common. Let's go to global exception handler. It's the same movie here also. Just take it from common, right? Yes. So now there are no errors, right? Now there are no errors. We are successfully created common module and parent module, right? So common module and parent module. Okay, so common module and parent module is successfully created, and we moved common files, right? We moved common files out from country service and as well as from mobile service. Okay, step one is done. Okay, step one is done. So we created a parent project. We kept all the common dependencies in the parent. We created a common project. We moved these common files into that common service, right? So we are able to, yeah, at least this part is done. But now whatever we discussed, right? So response.java not supposed to return object. It is a problem. If you do that, okay, by retrieving this response, we have to do so much typecasting, right? We need to do so much typecasting. So what we will do quickly, let's change this response to a generic, right? So let's change this response to a generic. Okay. So when this is a generic, the response type also generic, right? Yes. When the response type is generic, right? When the response type is generic, the response which is going to hold also it's a generic. So while creating the response object, you should specify what data we are going to store, right? So we need to use response as a generic type. Response as a generic. Yes. So now let's go to country service and mobile service. You see wherever you see this response, it will show some warning, right? It's a generic type we are using dot type, right? It's actually a generic type, but we are using dot type. So we need to convert a response to a generic type. Okay, let's quickly do that. Okay, so here we are holding country type. So just put the country. Okay, and when you are saying I'm going to hold country type, while building also you should say we are constructing the country type, right? So how can you do that? So here you need to say what data we are going to store. Okay, so line number method name get country by code, which is converted into generic type. So when you call that method, you will make sure no need any typecast. Okay, and 100% sure you'll get response of type country. Response of type country. So that is what is the power of generics. Okay, so that is what is the power of generics. So one of the most powerful concept in JDK 1.5 release. Okay, generics is one of the most powerful concepts. Okay, and it will make sure for 100 percentage, okay, it will make sure we are going to store only that particular type. So if you once you create the response type country, that's it, it will allow only country. You are trying to store some other data, it won't allow, right? You are trying to store some other data, it won't allow. So that what is the benefit we are going to get while retrieving the data back? You no need to do any extra typecast. You don't need to do any extra typecast. It is a direct, when you call get response method, you will get whatever the data you are storing. If you call get country by code, your response is going to be country. Your response is going to be country. No need to do any extra typecasting. No need to do any extra typecasting. You can directly call get country. You can see that country object is going to be given back. You can see that country object is going to be given back, right? So let's do the same kind of changes quickly for the remaining methods. So here we are going to return the country. So while building also, let's say we are building country, but here it's a list country, right? It's not direct, so it's a list country. Yeah, so again that is a generic, right? So we can store list country also, no problem. Okay. Yes. While building, make sure you are building proper response. Yes, right? So we are done with controller change, right? So we are using generic version response, right? We are using generic version. So let's go to mobile service. Let's go to mobile service and let's do the changes, because here it is telling we are using raw type, right? So let's quickly change, right? So let's quickly change. Okay, and while you are building, okay, while you are building, you're gonna build response of type list mobile video. Okay, so here we are going to return only one response. So just say we are going to return response mobile, and while you are building, you just build of type response video. Okay, so here is the response of type string. To make sure you just say string, and here also while building you need to say what type of response you are going to do. Right. So here we are returning mobile DPO. Yes, it's a mobile DPO. Here also mobile DPO. Right, it's a boolean. We are not returning response. Let's quickly change this. Right, so let's return the response. So it's going to be response some blah blah blah, and of type. Right, it's response of type. mm, Okay, and build the body section. Let's keep true. Okay, all the methods are going to return response.
But still, might be my question will be already been answered, but this one was already when it is giving the data and with the existing written type response, right? Why we are doing this generic? Why we are trying to do it in a generic way? Means what is the benefit actually?
What is the benefit? I will let you know. Okay. So when we go for microservices, so when okay, so here is what it's going to happen. Right? So we will hit our service from a browser, right? From a postman or a browser from your local computer. It goes to uh, mobile service client. Okay, so mobile client. Okay, yes. It internally calls. Okay, 1 second then. Yeah, so it internally calls mobile service. Okay, yes. So it looks like it is a Java call, but it is not, right? It's HTTP communication, right? So the communication which is going to be happen between mobile client and mobile service. Okay, mobile client and mobile service is not a Java communication. It is pure REST template we are using. So internally, it is a HTTP call it's going to be happening, right? So whatever the data you are going to send in the request is going to be JSON data, and whatever the data which is coming back, right? Whatever the data which is coming back from the response, right? It's going to be JSON data. It's going to be JSON data. So the request is JSON data, response is JSON data. Yes. Now, what is the problem if we return object, right? If you return object, yes. Okay, if your response holds an object, the problem will be coming while you are getting the response back, right? We have some tools, right? Inbuilt libraries are available in the JSON, right? So what are all those? We have Jackson library, we have faster XML. So the default is faster XML, right? The default is faster XML, and we have JSON, right? So the default is faster XML. These actually, you might think, right? We are actually sending when you trigger a request from Postman, in the body section, we are sending some JSON data. But this JSON is automatically getting converted into a Java object. How it is happening? Just because of this libraries, right? Java doesn't know anything about JSON, right? Java doesn't know anything about JSON because that is a JavaScript object, not Java object. So who is converting the JavaScript object into Java? This libraries, right? Because Spring Boot is already having this libraries. So these libraries are converting JavaScript object to like JSON object to Java object. Okay. Now the problem is comes when you return object, right? So when what exactly is the problem is going to come when you return object from your service. Okay, this Jackson doesn't know anything, right? So it's an object type. So the default response will be converted into linked hash map instead of converting the data, right? Instead of converting the data back to mobile DTO or back to um, uh, mobile DTO or country DTO, it will convert it into hash map because it's like JSON. JSON is like a map, right? It's a key value pair. It's a key value pair. So it will think, okay, this is the key and this is the value, and it will automatically convert it into hash map. So you cannot deal with hash map, right? When we are getting the response back from your service, right? It's not a mobile DTO, it's not a country. It's going to be a hash map, right? You cannot pass that particular type, so it will throw exception. So to avoid these kind of problems, never return, right, from your service, never return object as a response back. It is always needs to be written a particular type. What exactly the data it is going to return. Okay, what exactly the data it is going to return. Okay, that is what is the issue is going to come. So let's quickly go to okay. I will show that problem. Okay, I show that issue, then you will understand why we need it. Okay, so to show that already issue code is available. Okay, what I will do, I will show that issue first, then I will make you understand why we put this change. Okay, git checkout, branch name is one. I don't remember the exact branch name. So let me get the branch name. It's May 05. Git checkout develop iPhone 05. Okay. Oh. Okay, thank God. There are a couple of changes I made, I believe. So before, yeah, there are a couple of changes I made here. Um, let me let me stash those changes. Git stash. Like temporarily, we are parking those changes. Okay, so git stash list. Tree. Okay, there are a couple of files which are newly created. Let them be there. No problem. Right, let's switch back to the issue branch. Okay, git check out develop. Okay. Yeah. So let me quickly open that workspace. Okay. Yeah. So we moved the code common and everything is looks good, but one small thing is okay. So let it be there. Oh, okay. I think I don't have the code available. Okay, so yeah, so that code is fixed and that is moved. So what is the problem is happening when we hit it from the client, that object is getting converted into hash map. Okay, so whatever the data we are trying to retrieve, so that object is getting converted back to hash map actually, not instead of getting converted into the actual object, it is getting converted into hash map. So that's why we are going for this one, generic type. Okay, so let me check, is there any way we can replicate the issue here. So in the application, in the application, we are retrieving one, right? So we are retrieving one. So if you would like to retrieve multiple, um, if you would like to retrieve multiple, um, so that has to be converted into a list of mobile. And that has to be converted into a list of mobile. So yeah, let's call one particular type, right? So let's call all mobiles. Let's call all mobiles. So so this is going to be coming like a JSON, right? So JSON. or else that will be converted automatically into a hash map object. So instead of getting that like that, so we can directly get a particular type. Okay, instead of getting the object, you can directly get the corresponding type. Okay, so so that is the reason why we are converting this into a generic type. Okay, that is the reason why we are converting this into a generic type. So I fixed that code, and that issue code is not committed. Fixed code only committed into the latest batch. Whatever the latest code in the branch, it is also developed to 01. Okay, so that is also not I mean that is also not issued issue code. It is also fixed code. So I cannot show that issue. Okay, yeah. So that is the reason why we are converting, right? So we are trying to store exact data, and moreover, okay, we are not going to have two parameters. It's only one parameter. Okay, we are not going to have two parameters. It's only one parameter based on the HTTP response status code. Okay, now your response is going to have only one particular type. Okay, only one particular parameter response. Only one particular parameter response. So if the HTTP status code is 200, we will get the response. If the HTTP status code is not 200, then your response is going to be error detail. Okay, your response is going to be error detail. So let's quickly go to exception handler, right? Wherever you have errors, let's remove that. It's only one parameter which is going to hold data dynamically, which is going to hold data dynamically. Okay. So now let's go to global exception handler, and just put this as response. Okay, response, and uh, let's convert that. But anyway, let's put that back anyway. Okay, so that is what is the future change. Why we are doing all these changes? Because we are not going to hold two parameters. Okay, we are not going to hold two parameters. We are going to hold only one parameter of type response. Based on the status code, you need to expect. Okay, if the status code is 200, then you will get response object. If it is not 200, then you will get errors. Okay, so your response is going to have only one parameter. So to make that to get that achieve, we are doing all these changes. Okay, yeah, so what is this error? Just clean. Okay, just clean. Yeah. Let's create the project. Okay, yes. So this is how we can send a common generic response back from our uh, service class. Okay, so this is how we can send a common generic code. um, I am not I'm just thinking, how can I show that code? The command line runner start base URL. It's okay. Yeah, here is the problem comes. So tomorrow it's not REST template. Actually, REST template is almost deprecated. So we don't use REST template. We will be switching to web client. So when you get the response, right? When you get the response from this, so here it won't be converted into the actual type. It will be converted into a JSON, right? Hash tag. So to overcome that problem, we are introducing these generics. Okay, so we are introducing this generics. Um, is it clear or still it's confusing?
No, got your point. That uh, instead of an object, like in saying the kind of an object, actual object is coming as an attachment. So difficult to handle it.
Yeah, so when you are retrieving the data, right? So client side, it will be converted automatically into a linked hash. So this is the
Then again to take data from link hash map and add to object
yeah,
boolean object.
it takes a lot of conversion, right? So yeah, JSON will automatically convert it into a hash map if you do a default conversion. That is what is going to be happen. So let's not go with that approach. Let's make it more specific, right? So when you expect, so you need to say what exactly the data is coming. So that is possible only with generics, right? So that is possible only with generics. So that is the reason why we are actually going and using the generic. And moreover, we will remove this part also. So response, it's a generic type, we can store any data, right? When there is an exception, you can put in the response error code also, right? Error response also can be put it in the generic type, generic mode, okay? But that we will change it later, okay? So this is how we should return the response. So there won't be any problem when you are returning the response back to client, right? So when you return the response back to client, so there won't be any problem, okay? So that is the reason why we are using this generic types, okay? Yes. So but only for 3 classes we can't create a project, right? So for only 3 classes we can't create a project. So what should we do? We should add some more components, like whatever the common functionality we saw, right? So we already discussed yesterday. So in we have filters, okay? The complete time logging, yes, we have filters. We have AOP, yes, each method execution time logging, and we have Open API, Swagger configuration, yes, and we have some validation, right? All these are commonly required for country service. These are commonly required for mobile accessory. These are required for mobile service, right? So for every microservice, this functionality is required. So what we will do, we will move this code, right? So this Swagger code, this AOP code, and the validation code, right? And this filters code, everything into common. Okay. So let's move everything into common because those are commonly required, right? Those are commonly required functionality, right? So what we will do, we will move that functionality into common. But before that, let's test the changes whatever we did, right? So we implemented generic response. So let's bring our service up and check whether the code is working or not, right? So let's quickly bring our mobile service. Okay, I think it's up and running. Yeah, started. Let's go to Postman and type 8080 MSK mobiles. We will get all mobiles information. Okay. Uh, I think I sent post, right? Yeah, let's change it to get. Yeah, so the validation is working fine. The validation is working fine. You see, we are sending two types, right? So let's not do this. Let's put only in the response part, right? So it's going to be response which holds all the error information based on the status code. If the status code is not status code is 200, then the response will be actual response. If it is not 200, then the response will be the error code. Okay. Yeah. So that part we will change it later. Okay. Now let's send this. Okay. Let's send the get request. You should get all the mobiles, right? Yeah. We got all the mobiles. Yes. Let's try to retrieve a particular mobile information slash some number. Yes. We should get, yes, one particular mobile information coming, right? So the API is working as expected. If you would like to test, you can test filter functionality also, right? So some name and price, yes. So it's working, right? Yeah. So let's quickly test country service also. Okay. So service side there won't be any changes, right? So the changes only from client side, right? So service side, there won't be any changes. The service will work as is, like how it is working just before. So mobile service is running port 8080, right? So let's start country service on port 8081. Okay, let's start country service on port 8081. So let's specify that. Okay, server dot port, okay, 8081. Yes, is this the key is wrong? Server dot port, it's equal to 8081. Yes, okay. Yeah, so let's start the country service. Okay, the service is started. So this time it's going to be 8081 slash country. So we should get all the countries information from the DB. What is the URL we configure? Country code slash country. Did we configure any context part? Yeah, MSK, right? So that is what is missing. Slash MSK slash country. Yes, we should get all countries information from the backend, right? Yes. So all the response came. So any particular country information you need to get, then you should call slash country code, right? So what we need to pass? Country code, right? Country slash country code. So that corresponding countries, I think we are getting more than one. Okay, we are getting more than one. Or oh, we have ambiguous, right? So country, region, country code, both are string. So it is getting doubt what has to be invoked. So let's give country slash region code. Let's start it. Now you send country code, you will get only, yeah, you will get only that corresponding country information. Okay, only that corresponding country information back. Okay, yes. So the changes are working fine. How the service is working earlier, after our changes also, service is working the same way, right? So there is no change for the service. So service will work in the same way, gives the response in the same way. But client side, the changes are going to be done. Okay. But before that, can we move these files also? Whatever the files which are common, right? In my mobile service, we wrote the filter, we wrote a Swagger configuration, we wrote aspect, we wrote validations, but in the country services, those are not implemented, right? So I think we implemented or not. Let me check. Let's go to controller. Um, Not controller, right? So model class. So country.java, yeah. So we have not implemented validations, right? So we should add the annotations here, but the configuration, the particular configuration, right? So whatever the configuration we did for loading error messages and filter configuration and Swagger configuration and the aspect configuration, right? So all this code is common, right? So we need logging for every method in every service. We need to know each API how much time it is taking. We also need to implement some some this one, right? Swagger UI integration, and we need to do the error validations configuration and some filter configuration. So what we do, we'll move this common code into common module. So what is the benefit is going to get? So we no need to replicate this code, right? So we no need to duplicate this code in multiple services. So we will configure in one place. So it's going to be worked, right? So it's going to be working for all the service. So what we will do, we will move this code into common section. Okay, we will move this code into section. Okay, So let's start with the AOP first, right? So let's start with the AOP first. Let's move this AOP into common. So let's name it as common AOP. Okay. So just create the folder. That's it. Okay, let's create the package. Right click new package. So it's going to be AOP. Yes. So let's move this file into AOP. Okay, let's move this file into AOP. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, but the problem is we don't have right. We don't have this Spring annotation support, right? So we don't have the Spring annotation support. So what should we do? We should make our parent, right? So we should make our parent to we should make our parent in the common. So common also is going to be child to parent. So let's go to pom.xml file, copy this parent because we need Spring support, right? So that's the reason why we are making that as child. Okay, yeah, let's make this as parent and remove this dependency section. Okay, dependency is not required, and uh, compiler okay, compiler also not required. Okay, so yes, delete this. Okay, this property is nothing required now. This group id uh, version is not required anyway. I think group id also not required. Okay, not required. Yes, just save this. Okay, save this file. Let's go to method execution. Okay, okay, aspect is alone not coming, right? So we got component, we got project run back, but aspect is not coming. So let's add the aspect dependency here. Okay, so let's do dependencies. Let's do dependencies and add the dependency. So what dependency we needed? We needed aspect dependency, right? So let me copy paste that. Mobile common. So we need AOP dependency. So that's why we are adding AOP. Okay. That's why we are adding AOP. Fine. So now let's go back to your aspect. Yeah. So now all the errors are resolved. Now all the errors are resolved. Yes. So we wrote some configuration for mobile, right? So we wrote some configuration for mobile service and that entire aspect code. So let's move this annotation also. Okay. Let's move this annotation also. Fine. We don't need this AOP uh, in the mobile services, right? So we don't need this AOP in the mobile services. Yes. So we moved there, right? So we moved there. Now your mobile service is going to take aspect functionality from common. So this is commonly required, right? Commonly required. So it works for mobile because we wrote the point card, but it won't work for country, right? It works for mobile, but it won't work for country because country package name starts with country, right? Right? Country package name starts with the country. So what should we do? We should write one more point cut. We should write one more point cut to make it work for country. So it's like msk dot country, right? Msk dot country. So all methods in country service, right? All methods in country service. So it's going to be all methods in mobile service or all methods in country service, right? So combination of point cuts, so that it's going to be worked, right? So that it's going to be work. So this common aspect oriented programming, now onwards it will work for country service as well as for mobile service. It will work for country service as well as for mobile service. So to resolve this error, just do a maven, right click maven update project. So the project updated. Now the error is gone, right? So see, in country service we have not added any AOP code. Mobile service also we don't have any AOP code. So that now it's moved into common. that moved into common. Let's start the service, country service, right? Let's start the country service and see whether the aspect is working or not, right? So the method each method logging functionality is working for country service or not, we will check that. Yeah, the service is started. Okay, let's clear the console. Okay, let's invoke the country service. Okay. um, it's not working. Method log execution aspect. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got it. Why it's not working? Okay, so we need to load this file. Okay, we need to load this file. What we will do, let's okay, so this is a different package, right? So it's not in the country. So our Spring Boot is the org Spring Boot MSK country, but it's in org Spring Boot MSK common AO. So it starts from here, right? Country to it go to the child. It won't cover common. Do you get why this is not working? We thought it's going to work, but it's not working. Do you understood why?
Okay.
Pardon?
No, I didn't get it.
Okay. Others?
No, Sunil.
Okay. So how the annotations are working in Spring? This component, controller, service, how they are working?
We need to add the.
Components can we have to give or what?
We have to register it.
Right? Component scan. So Spring Boot has the component scan. Just because of that, all your code is working, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what is the default component scan base package in Spring Boot? For example, in country service, what is the base package?
MSK
Org Spring Boot MSK country. I think that is the base package because whatever in which package we have the Spring Boot application, that will be the base package.
Yes. So how the component works, it starts from here. It's going to cover all the sub packages.
Yes. Okay, I think
Now is aspect in the sub package? No, right? So this is a
no.
different package. If I just change this folder structure to country, yes, now it will become sub package, then it will work.
But it will not work for mobile service, right?
Yeah. We don't make it anyway. Okay, common is common. It's not related to any service. I'll just make you understand. I'm telling that. Okay. So if I make it country, then it will work because it's going to be the sub package. Okay. So but anyway, this is not the sub package. That is the reason why it is not working. Okay, it's supposed to work, but why it is not working? Because your component is not registered, because this is not in the sub package. Okay. So what
Okay.
how can how can we make it work, right? So to make this work, what should we do? We should remove this component. Okay, we should remove this component. Okay, you should create a bean in your code. Okay, you should create a bean. Okay, public flag method execution aspect. Yes, method execution aspect. Let's make the m small. Okay, and just return new method execution aspect. Okay, yes. So remove the component because that is not part of sub package. So component won't work. Let's create the bean. Let's create the bean. Now let's test your service. It's going to work. Okay, let's test the service. It's going to work. The same thing you have to do it in mobile service also. But anyway, we won't do it in multiple places, right? We will remove it and we will put it in a common place. Okay. So method executions aspect is context on cycle. There we are creating two. Okay. Yeah. So So somewhere the cycling has created, okay, uh, somewhere the cycling is created. Let's delete this and put it in the common place. Okay, let's create a config, create the bean here, right? So config, yeah. So common configuration, okay, common configuration. So here we will create, okay, so here we will create that bean, whatever common files which are required, right? So yeah, whatever the common beans which are required will be created here. Yes, now let's go ahead and yeah, let's go ahead and import that configuration. Okay, let's go ahead and import that common configuration. So common configuration dot class, right? Common configuration from common package, common configuration from common package. Okay, yes. So now let's start your country service. But anyway, both are same. Why the cycling is created? Where is the cycling? Okay, it started now, right? So it started now. So what we need to do to get this aspect working for mobile service, let's import the same common configuration even in mobile service also. Okay, so let's import that common configuration. So we will put lots of code in the common configuration, right? So we need API, right? Swagger configuration, we need error configuration, we need the logger configuration, right? So everything we will put it in there, right? So everything we will put it over there. So that's why we are we are going to uh, uh, so that's why we wrote a separate class, right? Not only one configuration, we need to configure filter, we need to configure validation messages, we need to configure swagger integration, right? So everything we need to configure here. Then we will that's why we created a separate class, right? So now we started country service. Let's go ahead and hit this time. Our aspect should work. Okay, yeah. So method time execution aspect, right? Method time execution aspect. So how much time the repository took, how much time the service took, how much time the controller took, but it's not showing how much time your entire request took, right? Filter is not there, so we will move filter also. So now aspect is,
Sunil,
yeah.
Sunil, one question. Instead of creating this common configuration in country service and mobile service, if I add this MSK country in components, will that not work?
That time what will happen, once you started overriding component scan, you need to give the current package also.
Mm.
Okay, let's not touch the component scan and do the package level configuration. That is not good idea. Okay, so
Oh,
what is the benefit you are going to get? So wherever you need this common configuration, there only you can do it. Okay, so I mean that also you can do it, but yeah. So what she is asking, we can override component scan. Yes, you can do, right? So component scan, and here you can give base packages, right? Base packages, and but once you started touching this, you need to give packages.
Yeah, all so many packages.
You need to give current package, and you need to give that common package.
Child.
So these are all string related, right? A simple typo mistake also will give the issue. Okay, so that's the reason why that is one possible way, but this is much readable than that. Okay, so
okay, got it.
this is much readable than that. Okay, yes. So now quickly go to mobile service. Quickly go to mobile service and start it and test whether the aspect is working or not. Right. So yeah, so mobile service, I think it started. Let's go to MSK mobiles, right? So mobiles 8080. Okay, some exception. What's the bind exception? Oh, already 8080 is running. Okay, country service is running on 8081. Where is the 8080 is running?
The mobile is running on 88.
Yeah, it's the default port 8080.
Yeah.
Why that bind exception came? Okay. Yeah. It started almost 8080 started. So let's use send to get that aspect right. Yes, time taken, time taken, time taken, right? Yes. But here it is extra, right? Filter is extra we are getting. So let's move that filter also into the common, right? So let's move that filter also, right? So yeah, let's start with the Swagger, right? So Swagger is not there. So for country service, we didn't do any Swagger configuration. So we already wrote, right, for mobile service. So it's a common thing, right? So it's a common thing. So what should we do? We should move that Swagger configuration also here, right? So yeah, so where we have Swagger configuration in the mobile services, right? So there it is, config, right? So it's a simple one method, right? So let's cut it and delete this file, put it in common configuration. Okay, but the problem is this message is hard coded, right? So this message is hard coded. Okay, first let's test whether the country service got the Swagger UI or not. Okay, yeah, it started. Let's go to browser and type localhost 8081, right? 8081 msk slash country slash swagger, right? So swagger dot swagger hyphen ui and swagger ui dot html, swagger hyphen edit. Okay, swagger hyphen ui. I think we don't need to say country, but let's try this out. I think it's yeah, Swagger UI, just MSK Swagger UI, right? So country 8081, so it's a country port, right? So 8081 is a country port. Still, without writing one line of code, we are still able to get country. But the problem is message, right? So instead of showing country service application, it's showing mobile service, right? So let's quickly do one. So whatever the message and the description, so let's load from properties file, right? Let's load from properties file. But before that, let's quickly start mobile service and check whether the Swagger is working there or not, right? Mm, I think country service. I think where it is running, it's saying country service is running on port 8080. Let me go to resources and see. So 8081, right? We are using 8081. Then why only one instance is running? Okay, then why mobile is not able to start? Mobile. Let's to specify the port. Server dot port equals to 8080. Yeah, let's start this. I click run as Java application. Let's closely have a look. It's starting in 8080. Good. Find address already in use. Oh, okay, okay. Live, okay, okay. I got it. This is for live. Okay, that DevTools live reload server is getting the problem. Okay, fine. So once we move that code into common, that issue will solve. Okay, but anyway, Tomcat is starting an 8080 only. So just type localhost 8080 MSK, not mobiles, right? It's a Swagger. Yeah, it's swagger-ua.html. You get Swagger here, right? You get, yeah. So this is for mobile service. This is for country service, right? So you see country, region, country, but only the problem with the description, right? So let's quickly, right? So let's quickly move those details into properties file, right? So where is the common? Common is here. Common configuration. Okay. So at value. Okay. Private string. What we can say. Let's call it as title. Okay. Title. Yes. So it's going to be dollar curly braces. Okay. Title. Dollar curly braces. Title. And let's load the description also, right? So title and description. Okay. Let's give the name as app title. Okay. And it's going to be app title. Yes. It's going to be app description. Okay. Description. Okay. So it's going to be app app description. Okay. So D is capital. Yes. So now let's go to, yeah, let's remove this hard coded thing and put the property properly. But anyway, we need this message, right? So I'm just going to cut it and move it into application specific properties. So for mobile service, this is going to be, app title is going to be mobile. Okay. So this is mobile service, right? Yeah. So its app title is this, and the next one is app description, right? So app description. Okay, so this is the description, right, for mobile service. Let's remove it and put it in the properties. Okay, yeah, just remove these double quotes and just simply say um, mobile service, right? Description. Okay, mobile service description. Okay, let's copy these two, save the file, go to country service. Okay, say common, it's not mobile, it's a country service application and country service description. Okay, yes, let's save this file, and here just pass the description in a description place. Okay, yes. Okay, description in description place. Let's save the yeah. So let's stop the servers. Let's freshly start it. Okay, let's stop the server. Start the country service first. Okay, yes. Let's start mobile service also. I think I'm starting country service 2 times or what? Yes, I think one is stopped. Yeah, one is running. Yeah. So let me select mobile service. Yes. We have started 2 services parallelly. Let's wait for a moment. So mobile service is about to start. I think country service is started. Let's go and yeah, let's refresh this 8080, right? 8080. You see that message will automatically changed. Okay, country service application, country service description. Once the mobile service is up and running, yeah, let's refresh the mobile service Swagger UI also. You see mobile service application, mobile service description. Okay, so application specific content will be loaded. Application specific content will be loaded. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So to I mean, to make application error proof, what we have to do, we should also, yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, so that's how we should move all the components. Now we are done with AOP. Next one is validation framework we should move. Then finally, we should move this filter, right? So filter also needs to be moved into, common, right? So yeah, so with that, all our microservices, right? So it's like like one place we will keep all the configuration and all the common files, right? So one place we will keep all the configuration and all the files. Okay, so that's how we can manage all these aspect, um, Swagger integration, right? Aspect Swagger integration, validation, filters. And tomorrow security also common, right? So we will put security here, right? So security also common. So we will put security here. Okay. So that's how the parent and common libraries are going to be managed. Okay. So we no need to duplicate this functionality in all microservices. Just do it in one place called common, and it can be shared across multiple country services, that can be shared across multiple services. Okay. Yeah, so the remaining part, right, the remaining portion, the logging, the validation and filter, right, we will move them tomorrow. Okay, so once we are done with that, we will start our next microservice, mobile accessory, right? Next microservice, mobile accessory. Okay, so any questions?
Not really.